From the beautiful campus of Casper College, it's the T-Birds Coaches Show, bringing you game breakdowns, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews. Here's your host, Tom Myler.
Hello, T-Bird fans, and welcome to, as you guessed it, another fantastic episode of the Casper College Coach Show. Joining us in studio today is assistant women's volleyball coach, Kelly Wiedemann. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
We are so excited to have you here because guess what? We get to talk about volleyball.
Yeah.
And something tells me you might like talking about volleyball too.
I only made it my career, so.
I mean, that would give it a little bit, so you might have some fun insights to tell us because that's exactly what the fans are hoping for is to figure out. Well, last week we had a win. We finally go into conference play coming up on this weekend, and you're finally back home, which we all love because then we get to see you in the Swede.
Yeah.
And this year has been going great. How have you felt about this season?
It's been good. We are young, so we still have a lot of the mentality things to learn, but we're super talented, so we've got a lot of potential. We just have to learn how sometimes not to just rely on our talent and actually do all the little things on top of that. But they're a really fun group. We've been putting some good practices together, and hopefully we can do that some more and put some good games together as well.
Yeah, I mean, and if we're going to talk about good games, I might as well segue straight into this past weekend. Angel decided, to give, I guess you and Angel both kind of decided, hey, let's give the kids a little bit of a break, but keep that edge there, right? So you only play one game, you go up to Miles, which is a 5-hour bus drive.
Yeah, about.
So not terrible, right? But you still go up there. You win in 3. That's got to feel good. I mean, there's probably a lot of positives that you saw in that game.
Yeah, there was for sure. I don't know if it was the bus ride or just whatever. We came out a little bit slow, but it was nice to see us be able to come out a little bit slow, but take care of business and then get better each set. Sometimes teams like that after a long bus ride are kind of hard to play. It's a little unorganized, but I'll give them credit. They were super scrappy and made us play through points, which is good because we need to learn how to do that. But no, it was good. Kind of hopefully set the tone for, we've had a good week of practice so far. We've got 2 more and then 2 good games, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just thinking about that third set especially. I mean, it kind of started slow. You were leading for basically I think for all of it. But then there hit a point where I think it was 12-8, and then you just ends up 25-12, and you're like, okay, well, they figured it out. They decided let's put it away. Yeah. And I feel like that's been one of the things that not necessarily struggled with, but at times hey, you're winning. Just put them away. Let's get done.
And we've even talked about that with them in practice this week of we have to have a get in, get out mentality of, hey, if you get in and you execute and you do the job well, we don't have to practice for 2 hours. We don't have to play games for 2 hours. That's a choice that you guys make, and it's up to you. And if we can execute at a high level, then we'll shorten stuff up, practice games, whatever, get in, get it done, and go home.
I mean, it reminds me kind of the joke, right, where, you have someone who doesn't like swimming, but they swim anyway. It's well, if I go faster, then I don't have to swim as long.
Yeah.
Granted, we like volleyball, so, we want to play for a long time, but then if you're good, then you don't play. It's a weird paradox, right? Yeah. But we get the idea. It's if you're good, just play, get it done. Mm-hmm. Sweet. We love it.
Yeah, we want to play at our ability and to our level, regardless of the teams that we play, good, bad, or indifferent. We want to maintain that standard for our side for sure. Which,
I mean, you've got a great team. I'm just going to think of a couple of names off the top of my head that just looking at some stats throughout the conference, right? You've got Peyton Caruth, who's, kills per set. She's up there with kills. McKenna Lorenzen with some digs per set. You got Aubrey Hackett with assists. I mean, even you could throw Mina in there with some of the stuff that she's done. I mean, we've got some girls that can play.
Yeah, we do for sure. And we are also trying to, speed up our offense just a little bit to open up some more one-on-ones, but that there's a lot of pieces that go into that, so sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but trying to just be really balanced. We've got a lot of kids that can do really good things, so putting them all in good positions to be successful is kind of what we're trying to do in practice.
Right, and when you've got the challenge still of, hey, they're still young. I mean, you've got 3 sophomores, 2 that are actually returning.
2 technically.
Yeah.
Peyton is kind of a half, but
right. Yeah, because I know she transferred from UW, but
yeah, this is her first season, just like all of our other freshmen. So
yeah, you've got to like, hey, that style of play, that slower pace back in high school. It's like, no, we've got to pick it up a lot.
We've got to speed you up.
So I mean, that's always a challenge. But either way, you get a good win here at Miles. That kind of sets the tone and prepares you for conference play, and of course to come home. Like I said, we love watching you. We love having you here because I mean, having playing at the Suite is so much fun.
Yeah, it's also nice not to have to travel. So.
Also true. So let's get into it. So that first game you play is Northwest. What can we expect against Northwest?
I think that they are kind of in the same boat, them and Central, as everyone else. So they're still kind of figuring things out. I think they also have a fairly new team. Watching them, I think they're a good blocking team and they're pretty scrappy. So we're going to have to be able to play hard, but we've watched and there's some things that we can definitely use to our advantage for sure, but kind of like I said, we've got to take care of our side first, because since we are young, if we get too worried about what everyone else is doing, we forget to do our own jobs.
Yeah, I've heard from other coaches, and for example, for soccer, it's like where they've gotten too focused on, okay, well, this team does this, well, we need to adjust. And they're like, well, we just played terribly. Let's just not even worry about that. Let's just focus on our stuff. Yeah. And as soon as they do that, it's like, oh, well, why did we not do this in the first place?
When we play to the best of our ability, we do a really good job. So we just have to focus on our side, and then we'll give them small things here and there to be able to, use to be successful. But I think, both games this weekend, we have to take one at a time, but we'll just have to do our thing on our side and make adjustments as we go.
So, yeah, tell us about the difficulty about that, where you play Northwest on Friday, then you turn right around and play Central. I mean, you have to play Northwest first. So what is that like to prepare for Northwest and to make that immediate switch over to, okay, now it's Central focused?
Honestly, we try not to talk to our kids too much about. We try to just take it whichever game comes first. Kind of the nice thing is that both of these teams kind of run similar offenses.
Well, that helps,
so like whenever we, prep and practice, we can be like, hey, we're going to work on this because it might help us be successful against both teams. But we try not to get like too ahead of ourselves. We just take it one at a time. Like I said, especially since we're young, we don't want to kind of have to play mind games with our own team a little bit. We don't want to psych them up too much.
Good point.
But trying to make sure we focus on what we do, and then let Sharm and I kind of handle our scouting reports and stuff like that, and talk about Northwest first. And then once Northwest is over, then that's when we'll move on to Central.
So you make a great point. I want to talk a little bit about that. So we mentioned a lot of times about how we prepare the athletes, right? But how is it then? So you mentioned scouting reports. And then in-game, you're making in-game adjustments. How do you and Coach Sharman then kind of work together to prepare yourselves for these games?
We watch a lot of film. And once we get into region play, it'll be a little bit easier because everyone's pre-conference schedule is so crazy. So it's kind of hard to measure and compare whenever you're like, I don't know who has played these teams.
Right.
I'm not sure how good they are, if it's a good measurement of how they'll look against us. So once we kind of get into region play, it kind of makes it a little easier for us to kind of gauge. But watching lots of film, seeing what they do, kind of their offense that they run, defensive positioning, and then even just watching in games, like we kind of have, players have tendencies that they like to do. Do they swing line, cross, whatever? So just making those little adjustments. But then sometimes players just have a tendency within the game itself that, hey, they're doing this a lot. Let's take a step up.
Because I imagine, you made a great point.
Take a step to your right or whatever.
Yeah, that positioning is key because it's like, oh, are they going to go down the line? Are they going to go cross? Is this person a big tipper? What are they going to do? Where do we need to put our people to be in the best position to make a play?
Yep, absolutely. So it's just little things. We try not to give them too much to overwhelm them because, as an athlete who's had 15-page scouting reports, that's too much information to handle. But we try to give them little pieces at time that they can process and use. And then we have a lot of information.
So are you trying to tell me that you and Coach Sharman are kind of a big deal? when it comes to coaching?
No, we just have less to focus on. We're not having to actually worry about playing.
True.
They have to worry about playing and scoring. We have to worry about how to help them score.
Yeah. I mean, whether it's, substitutions, yes, but also, what's the word I'm looking for? Not substitutions, but your rotation. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a big thing, too, of what I've understood. It's like, hey, making sure you're getting the key matchups at the right time.
Yeah.
And, volleyball's so complicated.
Yeah.
Just looking at it, you're like, oh, that's so easy. You just got to get over that. And then you're like, oh, no, but you got that rotation. You got to substitute at the right time. You've got the barrows. It's just all sorts of different things going on.
There's a lot of moving parts and pieces, but our kids have done a pretty good job. So.
And I would agree. I mean, they're 11-7. They've played some tough teams, and they've played those tough teams tough.
Mm-hmm.
At times. There's been
one or two.
Every once in a while, it's like
been a struggle, but for the most part, we've done pretty well. Now it's just kind of getting over that hump of, okay, how do we play tough teams well and beat them?
Absolutely. Well, we are glad to have you in the studio. We're super excited. I'm assuming Friday's game 6 o'clock, Swede, and then 2 o'clock Saturday. Yeah. We're super excited. Fans, T-Bird Gym, or the Swede, as it's most affectionately known. 6 o'clock on Friday, 2 o'clock against Central on Saturday. Coach, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And fans, as always, we will see you next time.